Running the Selkirks today. Starting off on these bad boys. Gonna do a 7-mile shuttle. Should be a sweet ride. Boom. Best way to start the morning off right here with the freaking 8-mile bike push. I think we got 2 more miles to go. Hopefully a lot of miles, because this is the best. Finally made it to the trail, and we're almost exactly a mile in. Just left the Beehive Trailhead. Beautiful day. Beehive Lake apparently is up in there. Here we are. Booyah. All right, this is where the bushwhack begins. We're gonna go around the lake here and then up the ridge and then end up in there and then go around and then hit the ridge line and the peaks after that. Should be interesting. Beautiful day so far. The plan is to go up and through there. Rocks hiding in the bushes. Tough to tell what's under there. Looks like there is a little bit of a trail. Somebody's been up this way. There's just still some snow over there. That's cool. What's today? No, watch, doesn't know. I think it's the 10th. September 10th. It's a beautiful day. Almost to the top of this first climb here. By Justin's reaction, I think we're in for a treat here once we get to the top. Unless this is, you saw just another huge peak. shit. Righto. Dude, that is one hell of a trail.
Priest Lake on the other side.
Damn.
Figure out where we want to go. Up and over this guy.
There's that little band that goes across.
That looks like a terrible idea. I don't know, man. I don't think people go that way.
I don't think so either. Shit. All right. It's getting real. There's some serious billy goating over there, coming across there. A little too haggard, so came down and came up this, and there's some, this is just straight up rock climbing. I mean, probably not what's in front of me, but just a little bit below me. It's a little sketchy. Probably not for a lot of people, but it's not exactly the number one thing in my skill set. English. I'm gonna turn this off for a second. Alright, finally made it up over the side of this bad boy. It's pretty steep coming up that. Only about 5 miles in, but we've been going for 4.5 hours since we left on the bikes. It's like the first small section that we've been able to run in a long time. It's all been all that huge rock. All right, we came from up here and started getting a little hairy, and then looking up here, this ridge line is just like super gnarly. So we were gonna get into a bad spot if we probably had to go to the right and get onto these cliffs here, or like back around the left side. So we ended up improvising here, and now we're headed down into this drainage, and it'll come around, and then Chimney Rock is just right on the other side. So we'll figure out how to get up that other side when we get there. That section up where we just came from, like all those trees and everything, there's like bare grass and crap in between, so it's like major bushwhack. So even though this is looks like a pain in the ass, it's actually preferred over what we've been dealing with. Shit. About 7¼ miles in, and let's see, we started at 7, been going for 6 hours. But it's mostly been this stuff, rock hopping and some severe bushwhacking. So from here we're gonna go up, like follow these trees around and then make our way like up this ridge line. That's Chimney Rock there, or Chimney Mountain rather, I think. I don't know. Anyways, pretty amazing out here. Saw quite a bit of bear sign back there, a little ways, and also a bunch of freaking spots where it bedded down, so made quite a bit of noise, hand clapping and horn honking, getting the bear spray ready. I think the horn, if there was a bear anywhere in sight, I feel like that horn probably sent him on his way. The damn thing is super loud. We intended for this to be a run, but as you can see, it's like the furthest thing from a run. It's just hiking at this point, which is fine. It's beautiful out here. It's just super slow going. There's Chimney Rock is up ahead of us. So we'll hike up through here and then we'll come out on this ridge line, and I think there's a small peak up here, but after that I feel like it should be fairly, I mean, it's not going to be a ton of climbing or descent to get to Chimney after that. So it's getting a little hairy. You think we ought to go back the other way?
It's steep as shit.
Chimney Rock here, Gun Sight Peak there.
There's a trail.
Yeah, at the base.
Yeah.
Right down there. Priest Lake over there in the background. It's pretty nice. So our destiny lies, we've got to go around this mountain and back in through there. Looks like you can see a little bit of Hunt Lake, like right down the corner piece. So we're about 10¼ miles in, and I'm starting that from like the trailhead, not from the beginning of the day when we first got on the bikes. So we got on the bikes at about 7, I think, and it was a super fun bike ride. It was a slog. The gears on it kept like changing back and forth, and so it's like slipping a tooth on the sprockets, so your cranks like jerk forward So it's hard to stand up on that and really crank on it. So yeah, anyways, we're about 10.25 miles in, and we're coming up on Stonewall Peak, I believe. That's a false peak right there. It's actually behind it. But what we're gonna do is skirt, like there's some rocks in there, and I'm gonna lobby for hitting right below those. There's that grass. It's not grass, it's this shit. So it's good. Where we came from, back over here, we looked down, like, cause we came, where the hell did we come from? Let's see, that's, yeah, back over in there. And so coming through all of this, like, that was like a ton of fun, because there's like flat and you could run through it, like kind of like this is runnable. But then we look at this ridge from up above and we're like, oh my gosh, all this stuff should be super runnable. But there's like little cliffs, like not huge cliffs, but ones that are like 15 feet or so. You can't just, I mean, you can't run that. You've got to figure out a way to get around that. And so it just slows you down. That's all. It's not like a huge problem. It's just makes us that much slower. But it's a really good day so far. I feel like we've got a few more hours. So yeah, it's 3:30 right now. Hopefully we won't need headlamps, but if we do, we've got them. We got Hunt Lake right here. We're 11.7 miles in, and we've got to go up into the saddle to get to Fault Lake and out of here. So I think we're going to skip Hunt in favor of Fault for a water restock, just so that we can keep moving. Believe it or not, these boulders are easier to navigate than like being in the forest back there where we came from. Holy Moses. There's so much growth in there. We're just bushwhacking like crazy. Getting all scratched up and pissed off and side hilling a lot. I feel like my freaking right shoe is about to give. Walk out of here barefoot. Doesn't sound very good. Okay, coming down into Fault Lake. Not a ton of mileage left, but we do got a little bit of work ahead of us. Right now, we're 12.6 miles in, and it's 5:32. We're gonna stop down here and get a little water before the final push. And we'll take the trail back to the car, and then we gotta drive back over to Beehive to get the bikes that we stashed. So a little bit left. Okay, so we're 13.7 in. I didn't realize there was such a long distance to get out of Fault Lake. It was actually 6 miles. not a big deal, but I only thought it was a couple miles. So here we are. Got about 5 1/4 left. Justin says that the last 4 miles are actually on an old fire road. So, I mean, this is a nice trail. Like, after what we've been dealing with earlier today, this is like heaven. Miles are gonna tick by super fast, at least compared to what we've been used to. So it's a beautiful evening, it's cooling down. Still think that, well, 6 o'clock right now, we'll probably be finishing up in the light, but I think when we go get the bikes, that part will be in the dark. So that'll be fine. It's kind of crazy to think about it because, like, we started on the bikes at 7 a.m. and it's 6 p.m. So 11-hour day so far, and we've got more to go. And we've only gone almost 14 miles now. So that's insane. Never been that slow on the trail before, but I mean, it's to be expected. That was some major bushwhacking and boulder hopping. And just like that, it's over. Beautiful day. 19.02 miles. 6:55.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well done, champ. Well done.